Hey gamers, it's grindthisgame here, back with Timberborn, and this is a different, I'm on the experimental branch, which just came out yesterday. I guess by the time you watch this it might be 2 days old. But I started up a whole new village here with the other race of beavers, and this save is about, I don't know, 7 hours long or so, 6 hours long. I wanted to get all the new stuff so I could show you all the new stuff in the experimental build, because there's a lot. I'm going to start off with the trees. There's a whole bunch of new trees, so let's see here. We've got the new chestnut tree, which makes chestnuts, which you can use in a new meal. There's a maple tree that you can collect syrup from. I mean, there was maple trees before, but now you can collect syrup. And the pine trees, you can collect pine resin. It looks like the amount of logs might have changed slightly as well. So that's cool. And then you can actually make new meals out of all these things. So let's see here. Grilled chestnuts is made in the grill. There's also grilled Spadderdock, but I'll get to that in a moment. And then there's the regular grilled potatoes. There's some new underwater crops. Show you those guys. Show you those next. Let's see here. There's a new building under food called the Aquatic farmhouse. And I built one up here. This is probably not the best setup, but it basically you need to grow these plants in a little bit of water. We've got two different varieties. We got the Cattail and we've got the Spadderdock. Each make their own kind of food. So yeah, this is one level above. So this thing is one level deep, and I just use a water dump to put water into it. A smarter way would probably be if you could make along like where the river flows through here. I'm in a drought at the moment, but here comes the water. If you're able to make a little channel like this, for instance, with a dam, and then clear out a one tile deep thing of water, that's probably better, because then you don't have to manually water it like I'm doing here. But the water dump does work. It just will dry out after a while if you don't if you have it paused. Right now I have it paused. Okay, so cattails. What can you do with cattails? There are some new things you can do in the grist mill. You can make cattail flour, and then the regular wheat flour as always, like before, for bread. So cattail flour you can use in in the bakery. Where's my bakery? Here it is. Yeah, so you can make cattail crackers out of that cattail flour in the bakery. Bread's still in there, and then there's maple pastries, which sound delicious. They require maple syrup. Let's just see here. Yeah, pastries, maple syrup, and wheat flour. And you're probably wondering, how do you get maple syrup? Well, you plant maple trees. What do we got down here? Here we go. We got some maple trees, and you can see the maple syrup on it. So this is kind of an interesting new mechanic. It makes trees a lot more interesting. So you can harvest, you can gather maple syrup off them, or you can chop them down, or you can try to grab the maple syrup before you chop them down, or you can set them to not be cut through the cut trees here. You could unmark like this one, or a row for cutting, to preserve the tree, and then the maple syrup will regenerate. I haven't really done that much. I'm just letting them gather the maple syrup before they cut down the tree, and that's been working pretty well. So what else do we have? We've got some new buildings, some new leisure buildings. We've got the observatory, which I have set up here. Now at first I thought this thing gave actual research points. It doesn't. I verified that. But it is gives them a new bonus. So let's go see this beaver here that's in here. They have down here under knowledge observatory. This gives them a bonus of 10% work speed. There's also a new mud bath, which I'll show you right here. Where's the mud bath? I think I stuck it over here. This one's really cute. I will try to see a beaver go in here. Let's speed it up here. Okay, here we go. Chilling out in the mud bath. I love it. Looks pretty cute. And this thing gives, let's see here, the bonus. The mud bath gives work speed 10%. There's also this Lido or Lido, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but that's over here. And it's a little place for them to swim. It's kind of hard to see during the night. Maybe I'll speed through the night here. But they get to chill out on these chairs and swim. We'll try to get them during the day here so we can see them. Come on, nighttime. I mean daytime. Come on. There we go. Let's see if we can see them during the day here. There they go. Having a good swim. It's like a little beach area. It's like their pool. So cute. Okay, so there's that, and that gives a bonus of, let's see here. Let's see, someone who's in here. I think I already mentioned it, but you get working speed +5. Now you'll want to put it in a place that has water all the time, because if this dries out, they won't be able to use it. What else do we have? There is new, the mud bath we went over, Lido Observatory. So those are all the new leisure buildings. There's some new metal things. So if you ran out of the metal ruins and you ran out of metal, now there's a new way to get renewable metal. But I warn you, it costs a ton of materials. So it took a while to build this thing and research it. Hopefully I can show the research points needed. I can't because I've already researched it, but it was a lot of research points. I think it was 4,000. And this thing turns gears plus treated planks into metal ore. And metal ore will require some processing. First, it doesn't require power, interestingly. But the metal ore gets turned into metal chunks in this new building, the smelter. It's a pretty cool looking building. So this takes metal ore, burns some logs, and gives you metal blocks. So finally we've got renewable metal, which is pretty cool. Now the experimental build, they warn that not everything will necessarily make it into the real game, but I think it probably will, based on what I've seen so far. I mean, they might do some balancing, but I think it's all these things are generally making the game better, so that's a positive. Let's see here, smelter. It does take power. Let's see, 320 horsepower. Pretty expensive on the power side. So these are pretty late game buildings, I would say. It's more efficient just to like go get all the metal from the ruins first, I think, before you start building these. So that's for metal. There's some new water moving building. The mechanical water pump requires 700 horsepower, which is a lot of horsepower, and it requires 50 metal, 50 treated planks, which I'll go over in a second. And I did set up one here. It's kind of useless. It doesn't really do anything. It's kind of tricky to place. It needs to be placed in water. So there's two ends to it. Let's build another one here. There's a deep end with a kind of a nozzle, and then there's a shallow end. Can I build one here? Yeah, right here. So you can see, you'll see a nozzle, and if you try to reverse it, you won't see that. So it's the thicker end that goes in the water. And then it brings it up one tile. And I'll actually turn this building on so you guys can see it in action. It's just spilling water on the ground at the moment because I don't have any place for it to go. But ultimately you could use this to pump water uphill into a dam or wherever you want. And in the patch notes they showed, I think, 3 or 4 of these going up a steep hill. But at 700 horsepower each, it's going to be pretty damn expensive to pump water uphill. If you're only moving a little bit of water, I recommend the water dump instead. So, especially if you have idle beavers, which in late game you often have. So for treated planks, there's a new building called the Wood Workshop. Requires 250 horsepower. Takes in planks and then pine resin and gives you treated planks. I built one over here somewhere. I'll have to find it. That's my explosives factory. Where is it? Wood workshop. Here it is. Also pretty cool looking. It looks pretty similar to this one. So like I said, takes in planks plus pine resin and gives you treated planks, which mentioned is used for the metal thing, the metal mine. It's also used in the smelter. I think that might be the only couple of things that use it. There might be some others. Let's see here. Yeah, treated planks are needed for the mud bath and for the Lido. So it's used for quite a few things. So it's kind of a mid-game thing. I just realized I'm wasting power here, so I'm going to turn these off. There's another new building called the Tapper's Shack. And it can collect maple syrup from the maple trees or pine resin from the pine. So a little bit different than the chestnuts. The chestnuts you gather with a gathering flag, but the liquids off the trees you use the Tapper's Shack. And that thing is under wood, and it requires 10 gears, 20 planks, 20 logs. Now I did record all the footage of the build up to this base, so I'll probably show like a time lapse or like a, you know, show you the build up. It's about 7 hours of footage, so I don't think I'll turn it into episodes, but I'll probably cut it down and edit it down so you guys can see the build out of this village. But I just wanted to get all the research done quickly so I could show you guys all this new stuff. Now hopefully I haven't missed anything. Let's see. I'll go through everything here just to make sure. There's other balancing things that were changed, and you can see that in the patch notes. I'll link to that in the description. But I think I covered it all. Yeah, let's just double check here. It's all existing. The metal stuff. Yeah, I mentioned the underwater crops. I think actually some of them can be turned into flour and then some of them are cooked. So the Spadderdock, I think I mentioned this in here. You can grill Spadderdock. So you're gonna have to build quite a few more grills as well now to be able to specialize. So you'll probably need 3 grills at least if you want potatoes, chestnuts, and Spadderdock. And you'll probably want a couple bakeries. Where's my bakery? One for Cattail crackers and one for... Oh, actually, you'll want 3. One for maple pastries, one for Cattail crackers, and one for bread. So I think that's it. What else could I mention? I think I covered it all. I wanted to be a short video just to let you guys know all the new stuff. We'll blast the night here. I had a big starvation issue right before I started recording this, but I was able to make a second village down here that's growing massive amounts of food. So the food thing is fixed now. But I think that's it. I don't think the other race has anything new. I think all these buildings were added to both, as far as I can tell. But don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, hit that like button. And thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.